And then the one that's holding the gun starts to like just kind of like wave it in the air, not holding it by the trigger or anything. He's just like he's got something exciting.
Oh no.
And then they kind of like step aside from the entrance and gesture for you to. If you go inside, you'll find that the robots that he normally has around in the kind of entrance slash like hangar bay area, some of them are a little beat up. They look like they've been there's quite a few that are missing limbs. One looks like it's been scorched. There's one that's got like a big hole punched through the chest where sparks are flying out from it, and it is sitting down. Every time it goes to, it's stuck in a loop because it'll go to like try to get up from where it is against the wall. It'll spark, pop, and then go sit back down and kind of slump over. And then it'll try to get up again and spark, pop.
Can I help it get up?
What the hell? What
I
happened?
guess Simone will maybe look over and have a look through. Maybe try to figure out what's wrong with the poor thing.
You can try, you know what, you have a mechanic skull. Why don't you try to use it to try to assess the damage? The type of damage that you can see around the wound in its chest, the big giant hole. This looks like it was hit with something very hot and very dead.
Jeez.
Punched right through the metal, right through the circuits, and this guy is, well, he's in bad shape.
Does there look like an easy way to fix it?
Yeah, with two again. I would say that you can tell sort of from how damaged it is, it would probably require pretty extensive work. And not only that, but this robot, as with almost any robot, your general knowledge of mechanics would tell you a lot of them are using very non-conventional parts. These are not mass-produced models, and you can tell just by looking at the interior of the wound on this one. It's got parts that don't like normally you wouldn't normally see it in any kind of robot, much less one that is a humanoid walking around sort of autonomous unit. They're pretty messed up. And their parts are pretty unique. So you could technically try at some point, but it would probably take a while.
Yeah, maybe I'll come back and have a look through after Louis Clarke is tended to.
Well, first of all, where do you want to go in the Cadillac Ranch? Because you're in the hangar right now. You know that there's a medical bay. There is like kind of a little general living area where he was, a cafeteria.
Find a robot that can take us to Louis.
By the way, Marisol's holding a crate.
Who wants to try to use a roll to try to find a robot? This will determine the type of robot that you narrowed down on, and this will also maybe you'll succeed in finding the one that'll lead you to Louis. None of these robots really talk, so you know that Louis has a favorite type of. There is a robot. It's a very squat robot with a very round head, eating from a bag of chips that is Louis's favorite. When it eats, it just has like flat metal teeth. They're just almost there just for appearance, but he's just putting chips in and crunching them and spraying chip pieces everywhere.
Marisol's gonna put the crate down and approach it.
It looks at you as soon as you approach and turns its body away while keeping its head stationary and staring at you, and continues to try to reach around with its very long tube-like arms to feed chips into its own. It seemed to have been hiding the chips from you, but not very well because it continues to just eat them.
Hey, where'd you get those chips from, little guy? Yeah, the back.
If you try to make the noise at it, it'll start to run, but its head is turned backwards to stare at you, so it just trips immediately and falls over, spraying chips everywhere, just scattering them.
Oh my god. I think I stressed it out. Helps it up.
As you try to help it up, its arms are just reaching for the chip.
Mia offers it a chip.
Yeah, it'll eat the chip and just go and then kind of walk and begin to drag its arms along the.
Hi, little buddy. You look kind of hurt. Do you know where Louis?
It's just walking towards a hall and dragging its arms.
Can I pick you up and you can just point with your feet?
It stops and turns its body, and then it lifts its arms towards you like a baby.
Yay! I pick it up.
Okay. It wiggles its arms around through the air and then does point towards a corridor. It seems.
I give it another chip and then follow its direction.
As you carry it and like are following it, with its other arm that isn't pointing, it is like kind of just reaching around and blindly kind of like picking at like your hair and like occasionally just wiping its hand on your face, almost like an elephant trunk.
Gosh, I just think it's cute.
Yeah, it's not really hurting anything. It's just, it seems to be just like, simple.
I don't have chips on my face. How old are you? Tell me in vis.
Bzz,
You're only one?
bzz, bzz,
Are you okay? Well, you're adorable. And do you know where your parents are?
bzz, 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 bzz,
Oh, I
bzz.
guess I can't completely understand you. But let's get you to Louis, and then we'll figure the rest out later. And then I give him a big hug because he's adorable.
It does begin to talk. You see its little teeth, its little flat teeth, panel teeth, light up as it talks. C H I P. Bzz, 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 bzz,
You want more chip?
bzz, 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 C H I P.
Okay, well, we'll get you more chips as soon as we see Louis, okay?
C. It just starts repeating it. C.
I know, you want chips. You put them all over the floor. You should get fresh ones.
Somehow manages to turn itself upside down in your arms
Whoa!
and just keeps repeating CHIP in sequence.
Fine, I go back and get the chips and then, feed him one as he continues.
Yeah, he's pointing and munching on chips and still just repeating chip. He just seems to be on a loop.
Are you gonna turn into a vending machine one day?
CHIP CHIP CHIP.
This is yes, this is a vending machine in the
Yeah. Let's just get the bag of chips and we'll lead it on like a carrot on a stick.
If you do that, if you lead it, it will lead to a darkened chamber where there are several robots wearing doctor's coats, taller than the ones that you guys saw before in the medical bay. They are a little bit broader. They're wearing long coats and they just kind of like have their hands together. In the middle of the room is a kind of big console, semicircle with several screens and a chair turned away from your group, and kind of a bright blue light is coming from the screens and everything. There is somebody obviously sitting in that chair.
Hello.
Marisol looks intimidated.
The person in the chair turns to their right, so that the right side of their face is showing. He says, "Hey, I see y'all came here."
Yeah, Marisol sets the crate down somewhere and approaches. We were hoping to report to you in person what's happened lately and do a bit of a welfare check. When I last spoke to you, you said you were missing your legs.
He turns away and kind of hides his face. So while you're doing this, by the way, just to give Jim something to do, a small robot with a shield and a really crappy looking wooden sword has approached him and begun to kind of strike at his leg very weakly. It seems that one of the robots has recognized his status and has challenged him to a duel. Jim, these strikes are weak and very ineffective.
Jim will humor this tiny robot by making his own small sword and shield and lightly sparring with him. Not trying to hurt him or win or anything, just kind of like humoring a
Okay, give me a fight roll, please. Not to beat him up, I swear. With a 1, it seems like as you humor him, he is getting a little bit better at he's actually learning from your movements. As a knight, he seems to be picking up some of the things, even things that you aren't doing. Seems like he's still like a clunky little robot. He's not really. He's very tiny too. He's only like a foot tall, so he's not really doing much. But he does seem to be improving thanks to you.
Oh.
As far as Lewis goes, he has his face turned away from the rest of you once he hears that you're there to do a wellness check. Kind of turns back to look at the monitors and says, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's okay. I got everything I need right here, and except for my damn chips. They're stealing them."
This little buddy likes all your chips.
He kind of looks over his shoulder again and shoots that one that you're holding like a very mean. Did you steal my chips, man? CHIP. side.
Yeah, we kind of had to leave him here with the chips.
Unfortunately, some of the robots and stuff that I make inherit some of my traits, including my love of that certain brand. It's really a flaw that I'm trying to work out. It's a bug, I think, personally. Only I should be able to enjoy those chips. You guys don't even have stomachs or taste buds, man. CHIP. The
Hey.
robot.
That's okay. He might grow up to be a vending machine one day.
Yeah, he'd probably love that. Then you could just have a whole belly full of chips. I'm sure you'd love CHIP. CHI. It seems to agree.
I think little chip guy's got a right to exist. He's pretty cute.
I don't like competition.
Meaning you want to be kid?
What? I meant for the chips. I don't.
Your giggles anyway.
He finally turns around fully, and you can see the left half of his face is fucking scorched. He's missing his legs and his left arm. I don't think I have to worry about being cute for a while.
Marisol's eyes widen. That doesn't look like parts you. What happened?
It's really not something I want to share. If I would, I could, but just something I'm dealing with, me and the other. That's all.
Is the Elo under attack?
I can't say.
Well, you obviously are. You're burned up.
I'm fine. I need time to recover. That's all.
Do you need like us to stand guard or something?
No, it's fine. You probably saw some of my robots in the hangar.
Yeah, it looks like there was some sort of infiltration of some sort. One of your robots was a little damaged.
Yeah, he took a shot. Look, guys, there are always things going on. Yellow has been doing a good job about keeping most of it under wraps for the most part. But in time like this, when there's like so much happening at once, sometimes it's going to be a little hard. So it's kind of my job to take care of the machines and do my part as an officer of the board. I know this looks bad. He like kind of motions down with his remaining arm. It probably looks horrible, but trust me, it's just the way it is. It's better if you really just leave it to us.
Oh man. Hey, I brought some ingredients to make a special soup that I make for people back at my home. Is it alright if we go into your kitchen and cook you some up?
The kitchen. He rubs his chin. He looks at Jim. Hey, you look pretty tough.
Yeah, I've been told that before.
All right, you're gonna have to go into the kitchen now. All of you will have to prepare for battle.
Why?
In the kitchen?
Well, because I've been out of service a little bit, and this is embarrassing. The kitchen's been taken over.
By what?
My brigade of chefs.
You have a rebellion.
Maybe.
Also, you can't stop me from looking up stuff because my friends are getting hurt and you're one of my friends. Come on, I'm doing stuff in the kitchen.
Be careful, they have knives.
I'll try to offer them chips.
They really hate the chips. They
Why
really hate.
Why do they hate the chips? Is it because you never order things and you only eat?
Wow, you really got to the heart of that issue. Yes.
I'm an investigator.
Well, they've grown, I think, a bit jealous over time, and they are very good chefs, don't get me wrong, but I mean, sometimes I just don't feel like, having a whole pig to do. And now that I'm stuck here and not able to move around as easily, they've decided that they are now he sighs, lords of cuisine.
Well, that just sounds like we should ask them to make dinner for all of us.
Oh, no, please, don't.
Why not?
They're getting violent. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, maybe you should just ask them for more dinners sometimes. I don't
I've
know.
tried, trust me.